Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. So I wanted to make this video and I wanted to do it um a little bit sooner than this, but I'm trying to um do them when I get inspired too so that I can share the message as it was intended. So I'm not sure if I said that exactly the way I wanted to, but I hope you'll bear with me. We all have this thing, with the language that we're trying to express what it is that we need to put out there, and it's not always um, coming out the way we want it to, and we don't always have the language for it either, so we just try to express it. But something I was thinking about, and I started thinking about it a little bit more because I was commenting on something and I was thinking, we live in the world and it's like we're trying to do the thing that is true to us, but we don't want to offend other people. Um, we don't want to hurt anyone. We want to, be authentic, genuine, true. And it seems like at times, like we have so many reasons not to because people, make comments or try to discourage us and things like that. It doesn't always succeed. Um, but sometimes it does. And I was thinking it is important for us to do the things that are true to us and to really get to the bottom of what is true to us. What do we really want? I feel like the generation that's coming now, that's teens and early 20s probably, are more lined up with it faster, I would say, in their lives. Because I think for them, they're saying they can't live that way for another minute. And I think it's good because people need to do that. They need to be that way. They need to um, tell the truth faster. And when they do that, I feel like they're freeing themselves from this prison, that people, many of us put ourselves in. We feel like we gotta, you know, impress this certain person or do this certain thing, say something the right way. If we don't, then what? We get canceled or something. I don't even know. I was thinking about that too, cancel culture. But things that I would say are important here, among other things, is being true to yourself. And really, a lot of people say they are and they're not even close. And I don't know if they want to be because it's such a big risk because of what someone would say or what someone would do or think about them, whatever it is. But I think it's important for us to do that because if we don't, you know, um, there's, a doctor who talks about this that we're the we're boycotting, the shadow is boycotting the deceiver. And there are things that will happen so that the person is exposed and then they're not um they don't have to go on doing the thing that they hate doing anyway. So what's an example of this? So for example, um in one of the videos that doctor um made, he talked about this, this, I want to say it was a person that was an attorney, and they were on the side of defense and also on prosecution, but they wanted to get off of prosecution and just do defense. So I think they wanted to be a public defender, but they also work for the state as a state's attorney. So that's interesting to me, any way that the person is playing both sides. But um, which means to me there's some confusion for the person. But and maybe they have some mixed feelings. And again, that's likely a part of it, that they're finding it hard to let go of the side where they are not telling the truth and just stick with the side where they are telling the truth. Um, that they were, in court, and they are working on this case, and all of a sudden a bag of marijuana falls out of their pocket, and that was before it was legalized. But they got in trouble for it, and so they could no longer be on the prosecuting side, I think is what happened. Well, that's what they wanted. They wanted to stop working. Well, they couldn't find a good enough excuse to them to stop doing it, so they did something, to get theirself in trouble, so that they wouldn't have to keep doing that. And so there's, another example that I've heard about before. Say a person didn't want to go to work, so they ended up um, fracturing their ankle or something, and they couldn't go to work. And that's what they wanted, because they didn't want to go to work, you know? So they found another way, because maybe it's so hard for them to face the people that would criticize them, or the people that would try to shame them or tell them they need to do this, they need to do that. They hated that job, they didn't want to go anymore, so they found a way to get out of it. And I think that's what a lot of people do in their lives. They find a way to get out of the thing that they hate. They don't want to do it anymore, so they do get out of it. So I would say it's important for us to make it easier for people to do stuff like that. Like, if they don't want to keep going doing this miserable thing, that they should be able to get out of it. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Um, and I think, like I said, that it's more people should do it. Just be honest. That's it, you know. And I feel like, I know this is important. This is something that a lot of people say, well, this is common sense. For some people, they don't act like it's common sense. So I'm bringing it to the forefront again, because it's important just to be honest about what we want to do. Now, this doesn't mean that we could all run away from our responsibilities all the time, whatever. But if you need a break, you should take a break before you get burned out, before you do something to really sabotage yourself, and then you won't be able to do the thing that you really want to do, that maybe you just needed a break from. So that's important, I think, like I was saying, just being true, being about truth, being authentic, being genuine. Um, Also, not only is it about that, um, being about truth, being genuine, but also doing the thing, figuring out the thing, and doing the thing that we love, at least some part of our time, I would say. because the spirit will stop us if we don't do things that are honest. Like that doctor said, it will neutralize you. It will put you on your back so that you can't do things that are dishonest all the time, like you have been doing. And I think finding a way little by little to get back to doing the things that are true to you, being genuine and honest and authentic. Um, it's a 24/7 job being honest and authentic and truthful. And what I think is also interesting is that some people, I feel like, end up getting getting stuff going on with them, and it's the same, it's like I was talking about the broken or the fractured ankle, or whatever it is, that they get fired from their job for some reason, or the guy that dropped the bag of marijuana and in court or something like that. It's something like that. They do things to to get themselves out of this thing that they hate, that they don't want to do anymore. And then I know I'm saying a lot in this video, but I'm hoping that it's getting to who it needs to get to. But a person might say, they have anxiety or they have depression and they can't do this, they can't do that because because of, the illness. And like I said, it's just like a broken leg or fractured ankle, or um, it's just like the dropping the bag of marijuana or something like that, where it's all equally, the person wants to get out of this thing that they hate doing, and the illness is here to heal the person. That's what that doctor was saying. The illness is here to tell you the truth about who you are, what you're doing, or whatever it is. So for some people, they might say they're not motivated and they don't have the energy to do this or that. Well, if you don't want to do this thing anymore, you got to figure out another plan. You got to find out the thing that you do want to do so that you can get your power back, get your energy back, get your strength back. Because some people, when when they feel this, they feel depressed, they feel this, they feel that. um it can be because they don't want to do the thing, and they don't know how to tell the people that they love, that love them, that look up to them or whatever. They don't want to do it anymore because it's like, like a little while back, it wasn't that long ago, this guy was a neurosurgeon, and he was saying that he ended up, I think he was a neurosurgeon or some kind of surgeon, and he was saying that when he got into practice, now he went through all this schooling and all these years of training and all that stuff, and I understand, because I'm a doctor, just a different kind of doctor. But he said he went through all that and realized that the patients that he was working with, the thing that helped them the most was nutritional stuff, like lifestyle changes, doing stuff that was, was less stressful for them, keeping stress levels down in their lives, spending time with family, people they love, or whatever, not spending time, I guess, with people that you don't want to be around. Whatever it is, it's like that. It's like being being honest. He was being honest. He was saying the surgery isn't the thing that was helping. It was those lifestyle changes that he was talking about. And he quit. He quit the hospital. He couldn't do it anymore, he said. He was just basically making money doing surgery. when he knew what was really helping the people, and it wasn't surgery. And maybe, that's not like I was seeing an attorney, that was said, she said that she stopped being an attorney and she's, doing law of attraction, like helping people with money manifesting now. But it's like people get into these things, and it's a lot of things. It's not just those professions, being, a lawyer, being a doctor, being a, I don't know, pastor, being a, it's a lot of things. People get into them, and then they realize, I think, they're not what they're cracked up to be. That people sold us a dream, and then we get into it, we like, this is not what they said it was going to be. We feel like we're lied to, cheated, robbed, whatever, bamboozled, hoodwinked, and all that, because it's not what they say that it is. And then what do we do? Well, we got to figure out the thing that we really want to do. And it's more work because you already spent years trying to figure out and doing this thing because you thought this was the thing you wanted to do. And really, this is not, you know. When you get into it, you find out that's not the thing that you want to do. So what do you do? What do you do? And I don't know. Maybe it's a lot of things that we love to do that we want to do, but it's sticking with those things. If we're talking about wealth creation, like my lovely partner says, he says, do boring better, which is awesome, but it's just like, I understand, if it's something that you really want to do and you just have your moments where you're like bored with this, but you still want to do it, you still love to do it. It's another thing when you're like, you don't want to do it, you're not going to stay with it. You got to find a thing, you're burned out, whatever it is. And there's a lot of things that go along with this. And I know this video is going to be kind of long, so I hope you bear with me. For some people, they do these, they have these experiences. So, like, for example, I remember this one where a real estate guy gets dropped off in the middle of nowhere. I think it's Grant Cardone. But it could be, any person that's at a certain level, and they get dropped off in the middle of nowhere with no money, and they got to figure out a way, I think, to become a millionaire again or something like that, and they got the weekend to do it or something. But it's an exercise like that, or an exercise where uh, there was someone else that I know that, you know almost lost their life. um some people have near death experiences, but they realize this is the thing, whatever it is, that's the thing that they're meant to do. But sometimes it takes for it to almost be taken away from you in order for you to realize how valuable it is. Like some people do, say, ketamine experiences, or, DMT, or um, mushrooms, or things like that. And they experience this ego death. And what it does is give them a new zest for life. They're excited again. They want to get back to doing the thing that they love, or they decide to do something different. But whatever it is, like, they do the thing, but with they have this passion for the thing. They are grateful for it. They're grateful for their life, grateful for their family. It's like a brand new experience. And I wonder, I know this is going into something else, but I wonder if this happens, if you believe in reincarnation, and maybe this is part of that process where they're like, okay, if they remember everything, they're going to be bored out of their minds. let's give them an opportunity to just start all over. And I think, on one side, I think, okay. On the other side, I think that's unfair. And I think the person should get to choose if they want to forget everything or not. And I think, you know, we should be able to remember if we want to, because we remember some things anyway. But that's for another day, I think. But some other part to this that I wanted to talk about was, and I mentioned this to my partner too, um, that sometimes you feel like the right thing to do is to live your life one way or another, where this person would agree, to this or that. So this is the thing that you say, but you never really know what a person will agree to or if they agree with you or not. But the thing that I was thinking about was if you, let's say, because people do it every day, right? They try to do things to express who they are. And sometimes people get it. I would say most of the time, people do not get it. They don't see them. And I feel like, and I was saying this, I feel like you could live your life thinking that the person got it or people got it. They really understand. They really understood who you are. And they didn't see you at all. You really might spend time thinking, oh yeah, they got it. They really understand me. And it's like, no, they didn't. Here you are thinking all this time the person got it and they didn't. You've been thinking that you've been living this public life, right? You let everyone know what you're doing. No, you've really been living a private life. Isn't that something that no one saw, that no one understood? I think it's just interesting because it happens to people. And they'll talk to the other person. They're like, I thought you understood. No, the other person didn't understand. But they didn't want to tell the other person they didn't understand. It's tough. I'm sure I'll make some more videos about things like this, but I don't want this video to be longer. I just wanted to put the message out there about the importance of authenticity, but not for everyone else, for you. Because there's a good chance, an excellent chance, that no one's going to see you anyway. So you might as well, whether you're doing it, living and like putting everything out there and not putting anything out there, there's an excellent chance that no one's going to see the real you or really understand what you're trying to do or what you're trying to say, who you're trying to be anyway. People are wrapped up in their own stuff, their lives, and maybe they don't seem complicated, but maybe they are. And you're just trying to live your life. So I would say, I would encourage you to do the things that you want to do. I mean, of course, not hurting anyone or, stuff like that, but within reason, doing things that you want to do. You're the one who has to wake up and look at yourself, and your spirit is the one who's going to, you know, give you energy or not. And it doesn't seem like it's going to if you're being inauthentic. Um, but I would say doing that for you, not for anyone or anything else, but because you have a commitment to authenticity, to genuineness, to being about the truth. All right, so thank you for joining me. Looking forward to bringing you another video soon. Just trying to put more information out there. That is true. And as always, I say happy lightning fast manifesting. All right, love y'all. Bye for now.